Today on Fresno State Focus on Sports, we take a look at how the Fresno State volleyball team captured its first conference win.
We see how the football team took down the Nevada Wolfpack at home in a close game.
Plus, we check on how the soccer team is doing at home. Fresno State Focus on Sports starts now. Hello and welcome to Fresno State Focus on Sports. I'm Evan Prater.
And I'm Aaron Story. We're excited to bring you the first sportscast of the semester.
We will start with volleyball and the team's first conference win. On Saturday, women's volleyball beat San Jose State in a 3-0 sweep, with a strong performance from Addison Haluska and 25 kills. Madison Pulsifer with 7 kills. Fresno took sets 1 and 2, 25-22. Set 3, Fresno won 25-21. Volleyball's next game is this Thursday at home against Air Force.
Fresno State football is back after a bye week. After an early interception by E.J. Warner, safety Cameron Bracha got the ball back for the Dogs. The Dogs were held scoreless in the first quarter until a Dylan Lynch field goal started a 20-point second quarter for the Dogs. The Dogs struggled in the second half, but held off the Wolfpack's comeback. Coach Matt Entz credits their preparation for the win.
We just got away from who we were, and then the last 8 minutes, we had to just rededicate ourselves to what we've been working on, who we are. Like I said, it was a roller coaster at times tonight offensively.
The defense showed up when it mattered with key stops in the fourth quarter, but the offense put the game away on their final drive that lasted 8 minutes. Running back Brandon Ramirez muscled his way through defenders and kept the sticks moving. Quarterback E.J. Warner scrambled for a crucial first down at midfield. The game ended with the ball in Warner's hands and a final nil in a 20-17 Bulldog victory.
Fresno State is now the winner of their last 5 games. With me today is Fox 26 sports anchor Gabe Camarillo. Thanks for joining us, Gabe.
Anytime, Nicholas.
Fresno State has been in a little bit of a rough spot this previous season. What have you seen early on from this new Matt Entz era?
Well, last year, you're talking about, they lost a lot of one-score games. The close finishes last year are starting to go the Bulldogs' way this year because they're sticking to what works. They're running the football well, they're playing good defense, and they're completing those short passes. They're not going to blow teams away with a vertical passing attack that's more going to be like death by 1,000 paper cuts with a 4-yard pass here and a 5-yard run there. Now, they struggled to run the ball this past game against Nevada. That's why they allowed the Wolfpack to come back. But Matt Entz wasn't going to switch it up. He was going to continue running the football, and they ran the last 8 minutes and 42 seconds off the clock. I can only imagine how frustrated Nevada was, knowing if they got the ball back, they could come back and win. But they never got the ball back because Fresno State stuck to what worked.
Sticking to what worked for them, you have seen them at practice. What have you seen personally has allowed them to kind of look at, oh, okay, they're back in the game, but we're able to turn it around and keep that last 8 minutes and 30 seconds to us?
So previous games, we've seen Rayshawn, Speedy Luke explode for big gains. We've seen Bryson Donaldson consistently move the chains. I think what Fresno State saw in Brandon Ramirez early in the first half was why they turned to him in the last drive of the game, because when they needed to push bodies backward to keep the football for 8 minutes, 42 seconds, you got to push Nevada backwards. And Brandon Ramirez does that. I think watching Ramirez have the finish that we saw here on Fresno State Focus on Sports, that can lead to more Brandon Ramirez in the future. Just the fact that they're able to have so many different running backs, they're not going to have to rely on one guy who's struggling. If someone's struggling, they can go to another guy.
Thank you so much for your time, Gabe. That's all we have. And back to you guys at the desk.
The women's soccer team played through the rain and lightning last Thursday night, to earn a 1-1 draw against the San Diego State. The Aztecs struck early in the second half, but Fresno State kept up the pressure. In the 87th minute, Kayla Robinson found Sierra Wilson, who fired a high shot over the keeper to tie it. But the Dogs weren't done on Thursday. The Fresno State women's soccer team finished in a tie against New Mexico on Sunday. The Dogs had numerous opportunities to score through the first half. However, they remained at 0-0 during the first 45 minutes. During the second half, the Dogs and Lobos had a chance to make a goal, but the goalies on both ends did their job in blocking the ball. The Bulldogs now sit at 4-3-5 overall and 1-1-2 in Mountain West play. The next game is away against Utah State this Thursday at 6 p.m.
The women's tennis team officially kicked off their fall season over the weekend in Las Vegas and San Diego. Fresno State had a solid run in the singles at the Mountain West Fall Qualifier, making it to the second round before tough losses knocked them out. They came up just short in doubles, losing a close match to Boise State in a tiebreaker. In San Diego, the Bulldogs fell 4-0 to the Aztecs, dropping their record to 12-7 overall and 4-3 in conference play. The Dogs look to bounce back in the ITA regional starting this Friday.
Fresno State men's golf will be hitting the road and heading up north for the Visit Stockton Pacific Invitational this week. The tournament is at Spanos Park in Stockton from October 9th through the 11th. The Dogs will be going up against some tough competition and continue to swing their way to victories. Coming up on Fresno State Focus on Sports, we recap the first two games of the WNBA Finals between the Mercury and Aces. Plus, we see how students can deal with their gym anxiety and still get a good workout in. All that when we come back.
I got the bulldog spirit up in my head.
Up in my head. Up in my head.
I got that bulldog spirit up in my head. Up in my head to say. I got that bulldog spirit deep in my heart. Deep in my heart.
Deep in my heart.
Got that bulldog spirit deep in my heart.
Deep in my heart to stay.
I got that bulldog spirit.
Down in my toes. Down in my toes. Down in my toes. I got that bulldog spirit.
Down in my toes. Hey!
Down in my toes to stay. I got that bulldog spirit up in my head, deep in my heart, down in my toes. I got that bulldog spirit all over me to stay. I got that bulldog spirit
Deep in my heart.
deep in my heart, deep in my heart.
October is in full effect, as well as the 2025 WNBA Finals. The Las Vegas Aces are up 2-0 against the Phoenix Mercury. The Mercury, led by All-Star Alyssa Thomas, wasn't enough for the first-seeded Aces. In Game 2, the Aces All-Star duo of Asia Wilson and Jackie Young combined for 60 of the Aces' 91 points, which is the second most points scored by a duo in WNBA Finals history. Asia Wilson, the 4-time league MVP and already 2-time champion, is looking to add to her Hall of Fame resume. But as the series heads back to Phoenix, the Mercury are looking to do whatever it takes to even up the series. Asia and the Aces have other plans in hopes of winning their third championship in 4 years. Game 3 is on Wednesday afternoon at the Mortgage Matchup Center starting at 5 Central Time.
Exercise is an important part of living a happy and healthy life. But for many, exercise comes with lots of negative emotions, especially in the gym. Finley Pendergast highlights the issue and shows that dealing with this exercise anxiety may be easier than you think.
Exercising can be a complicated venture. With so many fancy bells and whistles in the gym, coordinator for the exercise science option, Dr. Baldus, sees many people thinking the same way.
Everybody in here seems to know what the hell they're doing, and I don't have any idea.
With the gym being so daunting, the Fresno State Student Recreation Center is here to help students work out in a safe space. Molly Ming shares her thoughts as an experienced group fitness instructor.
When you go into a group setting, you're there with like a bunch of different people of all different backgrounds, so I feel like you can identify yourself with others in the group.
The Rec Center offers lots of different classes. All you have to do is scan in and go.
The thing is, if you're not at the Rec Center lifting 500 pounds or at home on an elliptical for 5 hours, that's okay. There's an even simpler way to getting your exercise in, and you don't have to deal with any of that added pressure.
I tell people, here's all you gotta do. Walk to the front door, grab the knob, turn, pull, step through it, close the door behind you, and keep walking.
Ming had a similar thought about keeping it simple.
I'm a big proponent of some movement is better than no movement.
Whether you choose to get your exercise in a gym or simply get your steps in outside, the important thing is that you're active and are comfortable with how you do it. From the Fresno State Rec Center, Finley Pendergast, Fresno State Focus.
Students can find more information about what the Rec Center has to offer on their website or on Instagram at Fresno State Rec. Conference play in college football has things heating up. Multiple top 25 ranked teams went down this weekend, including Texas, Florida State, and Iowa State. But no team was as highly ranked as the Penn State, who fell to the winless UCLA Bruins on Saturday. Former Fresno State player and interim head coach Tim Skipper led the Bruins in a 42-37 victory. Aaron, let's start with you. What was the most shocking part from this weekend?
I think it had to be the UCLA Penn State game. You know, like you said, they've been winless all year, and it kind of showed in their crowd coming to these games, just being less and less kind of having faith in their team. And for them to beat a ranked Penn State, it kind of shows what college football is all about. You know, you can lose or win on any given Saturday. So I think that's probably the craziest one to me.
Would you agree with that, Nick, or would you say maybe Texas losing to Florida?
Yes, I agree, but I feel like we have to take a second and give Tim Skipper his flowers, because going from a positions coach to you're now the face of the program, at least for that season, and being able to get prepared for a powerhouse like Penn State and go in and win, that means a lot. And now how you said Texas losing, yes, that is surprising, because if you look at the downfall of Arch Manning and the Longhorns as a whole, he was going to be, he's the consensus #1 pick in the draft. Mm-hmm. Now that they go from one in the preseason to unranked, it's like, what happened there?
Yeah, I agree with you. Both preseason top favorites were Penn State and Texas, and both being unranked. But moving gears to the MLB. MLB postseason is in full swing. On the AL side, the Blue Jays lead the Yankees 2-0 in their series, while the Mariners and Tigers are tied at 1 game apiece. Over in the NL, the Brewers beat the Cubs in Game 1. They will play tonight for the first pitch set for 6:08. The Dodgers lead the Phillies 1-0 in the series, as Game 2 is going on right now. The game is tied at 0-0 in the bottom of the 4th inning. You know, Yankees are down 2-0 to the Blue Jays right now. And do you think the Blue Jays are possibly the team to beat, Aaron?
I think so. You know, most people probably want a rematch of the Dodgers-Yankees from last year, two big fan bases. But the way the Blue Jays have been playing these past 2 games, I think it's going to be pretty difficult to beat. But, you know, it all starts for the Yankees back in New York. And if they can get a game, that's how it starts. So that's what they're going to have to do.
Would you agree with that, Nick? Or would you say it's actually the Dodgers still the team to beat as defending world champions?
I mean, you kind of answer your question right there. I'm the exact opposite. The way I look at it is, if you're the champion, until someone beats you and knocks you out of the playoffs, you're the team to beat no matter what. It could be having a bad stretch of games, or you could go into the postseason hot on a winning streak. But until that final score is you down and you're out of the playoffs, you're the team to beat.
I agree with both of you a little bit, but I really love the Brewers. You know, the Brew Crew are playing great baseball, and they absolutely demolished the Cubs 9-3 in their first game. But let's not forget about former Bulldog alumni Aaron Judge from the Yankees. You know, being, you know, the MVP caliber type player in the regular season, but it hasn't really translated to the postseason. Though he is hitting .571 right now in the postseason. If you look at his real stats, he has 1 extra base hit and 1 RBI. Do you think the Yankees can pull off the upset, or do you think they're going to get swept?
I think they can. You know, as a Bulldog myself, I always have faith in Aaron Judge. You know, he's a great player, and I think they have what it takes to do so, yeah.
Well, as the temperatures are dropping, but the NFL season is heating up. Week 5 of the NFL season is wrapping up tonight with Monday Night Football between the Chiefs and the Jaguars. Well, how did everyone's teams do? Let's start with you, Aaron.
Well, I'm a Saints fan, and, you know, it's been a month into the season. We didn't have too many good expectations going into the season, but a win's a win, and after a month of football, I'm going to celebrate my team's win. So, yeah, I was excited.
Same for me. I am in the unfortunate position as well as Aaron, as being a Saints fan. I wasn't expecting much, but a win's a win, and we'll take it.
Well, former Saints head coach Sean Payton beat us, you know, in Philly, so that wasn't great. But the Bulldogs have a busy weekend ahead. Men's golf will be at Spanos Park from Thursday to Saturday for the Visit Stockton Pacific Invitational, and women's tennis is in Berkeley for the ITA Regionals.
Football is on the road for a Friday game against the Colorado State Rams. The team is ranked 2nd in the Mountain West overall and holds a 2-0 record in conference play.
And for a chance to catch a home game, softball is at the Marjorie Wright Diamond on Friday against Reedley College.
Thanks for joining us on our first Fresno State Focus on Sports show of the semester.
Catch our next Fresno State newscast on Wednesday.
And check out our online stories at FresnoStateFocus.com.